Learning is hard, and to a degree it needs to be. Significant effort must be exerted to reap the rewards an education can bring. However, the times in which learning was made needlessly difficult due to improper design and implementation, it's simply infuriating. I may not have known it at the time, but when my past teachers and professors skipped or mixed up facilitation steps, well, this made my learning experience far more difficult. I suffered. Don't do this to your learners or audience. As an educator, coach, mentor, content creator, or just someone who wants to show someone else how to do something, you can use this simple roadmap. It's called Gagne's 9 Events of Instruction, and it will make your content easier to digest by your audience. The first marker on this roadmap is gaining your learners' attention. It may be obvious, but it is the obvious that often goes ignored. You're not going to have much effect on your learners if they aren't paying attention to you. So grab their attention, be spontaneous, surprise your learners, invoke curiosity by asking a thought-provoking question. Be loud, bombastic, whatever it takes to make sure that they are paying attention to you and what you have to teach them. The next step, inform your learners of what you will teach them. Describe what it is to be learned. If you're going to take your learners on a journey, let them know where they're going so they know what to expect. And Uber won't pick you up unless you indicate where you're going. Let's extend the same courtesy to our audience. And once you let them know where we're going, remind them of where they've been. Stimulate recall of prior learning and experience. When a learner can relate the new information to previous learnings or experiences, it helps them make sense of it. Now, I once took a class on project management with the expectation that I was going to learn completely new methods of managing my projects. I only found out after a few weeks that I've been innately using the fundamentals of project management for a long time. I just didn't know the exact terminologies and process workflows. It would have helped my learning experience to know that earlier on. Stimulate recall of prior learning before delving into new content. Which brings us to the next step, present the new information. This is the core content. Now, this is a very loaded step as there are a lot of considerations for presenting new information, and look for more videos on this channel about doing just that. But for now, just recognize that this is where you will provide the information to be learned. After the new information is delivered, contextualize it with guidance. This guidance can come in the form of analogies, examples, use cases, or mnemonic devices. Teaching a course on managing a team? Use the idea of a juggler who momentarily touches each of the bowling pins as they fly through the air to help explain a manager's responsibility of making touch points with their team. Give a use case example or non-example. Use a manager who's leading a meeting and show how they're doing it correctly or incorrectly. Provide an easy to remember mnemonic aid about leadership. Something like REAL, real, respect, empathy, active, listen. Doing these things makes the new information more relatable and less intimidating or confusing. Next, have the learner use the new information. Ask them to demonstrate the learning through knowledge check questions, activities, or drills. This is a perfect opportunity to turn the passive instruction into active learning. Get your audience to participate and show you, as well as the other learners, what they've learned so far. And let's do that now. In this video, comment below and tell me what you have done, or you could have done, to gain your audience's attention, inform them of the course objectives, recall prior learning, or present content. Demonstrate what you've learned so far. After you elicit performance from your audience, provide them feedback. Let them know if they are applying the information correctly or not. And this is important. If your audience doesn't know if they are doing it correctly, they aren't going to learn it. Or even worse, they'll learn how to do it the wrong way. When it comes to feedback, there are 3 primary types: outcome, informational, and corrective. Outcome indicates if they got it right or wrong. Is it satisfactory or unsatisfactory? And this is the very basic type of feedback. Informational is when you let them know what they got wrong. This will help them focus their attention on what they may need to review. Then there's corrective feedback. Not only do you tell them what they got wrong, but you tell them what they need to do to get it right. More on providing feedback to your learners in a future video. Now, we move along to the final stretch on this learning roadmap where we assess the overall performance as per the learning objectives. This is the final test or quiz to verify if the learner fulfilled the objectives stated at the beginning. Here, your audience will realize that they did indeed learn what they set out to learn. And the closer you can make this assessment resemble the real-life application of information, the better it'll be. And the last step is to enhance retention and transfer of information. Help your learner remember what they learned by connecting it to real-world performance and future learning. Provide them with a resource to reference the information, such as a job aid or infographic. And that is exactly what is available in the description below, where you will find a link to download this roadmap to learning graphic. Download it, print it, and reference it to help you remember these 9 events of instruction so that you can lead your audience to a successful learning experience. And those are Gagne's 9 events of instruction on the roadmap to learning. Let me know if this video has been helpful to you by providing your feedback. Like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more on instructional design, learning theory, and creating impactful instructional interventions.